is because we're on a different platform, it doesn't give us a 3, 2, 1 countdown, which just throws the whole game off. Like,
or the 6 countdown, which we get from.
That's right. Like the 6 we can work with, the 3 we can work with, but yeah, this going live straight off the bat, what's this all about? So, of course, good morning, Jade. We are on Saturday in week 6, but week 7 for you. So you got to have a bit of a play night last night.
I did. To our favorite band.
To our favorite band?
Yes. I was.
I did see in your stories there that they played not only the Barrels and Business tunes, but they also played our new one.
They played our new one. They played the Barrels one. I was so stoked. And do you know what's even better is when I went to see Paul after the gig, I went up, gave him a hug. He's like, "How's your dad?"
Nice. They are a super talented bunch. It is, I don't think you actually get how talented they are until you see them, in that live setting and you see them actually doing it.
His fingers for the flamenco guitar is just next level. Like the dude they had different band members last night, and I went out to the bar and I was standing next to the I can't remember his name, the guy that was on the bongos, and I'm like, "Excuse me, where's Sheila?" And he goes, "Well, excuse me, I was the original Sheila." I'm like, I said, "You just dug yourself a hole. You do know now I'm going to call you original Sheila for the rest of your life, right?" And he's like, "Oh, great." He's like 6'4" and about this wide. And he's like, "Sheila's stuck on the other side of the border." So I'm back, baby. And what is really interesting is when you actually see them live so many times, Paul is the constant, and he is basically Tijuana Cartel, and he swaps in and out. And I think I've seen 3 different people play the trumpet, and now 2 different people play bongos. But what I love about them is the diversity of the crowd. So there was literally people that were 75. Like my dad, I told you, Dad got me onto them. There was literally the cutest couples. Oh my God, that was so cute. Like these 70, 75-year-olds, like just at the front having their little dance. And then the man made her a seat so she could sit down. And there's another older couple that had to be 60, maybe late 60s. And they were off on the other side. And then full 18-year-olds just absolutely throwing it down at the front. And it's just that diversity of crowd, the music. I think that because of the skill level just translates across ages, and it's just a beautiful sight to see because the crowd is so lovely. And I think that so many people go because of the diversity of crowd, because the type of people. It's like, it's almost, I suppose, like with any band, there's a genre and you kind of get a feel for the crowd, but I don't know what it's like with them. It's like it's a different culture. Like there's something different about it to what you get when you see a normal live band. That maybe, like, if you got, like, I remember going to Pennywise. I knew exactly what I was going to get when I went to Pennywise.
Yes, you definitely know what you're going to get with Pennywise.
Yeah. But I don't know. It feels more like a community. Like, you don't know the people, but it's like everyone sees you. It's like everyone's like, "Hey," and isn't it so great? And people just come up and have a chat to you, and it's like you're with old friends, but you've never met them before. It's like it's a really different experience. I don't quite know how to quantify that.
Yeah, nice. Now, of course, that was essentially your first night out after 6 weeks of solid. What boundaries did you set for yourself?
No soft drink, vodka water. It was good because I was with Cassie, and we're like, we know that when we're at Tijuana, we're always front and center, and we're dancing the whole set that they're on. So we don't drink while they're on. So we had that as a bit of a bumper. The problem was the gig said it started at 8 p.m. And I text Paul, I'm like, "What time do you guys come on?" He's like, 10-ish. It's like, oh shit. We've been here since 7-ish. So that was a little bit of a undoer. But the bumpers were just, stick to the vodka soda and don't go too crazy. She says,
nice.
Water.
Well, it's first night out. So you set some boundaries for yourself and went out for a night out. How did you go with the boundaries when you set those boundaries?
Well, stuck to the vodka water, definitely. And when I came home, Steve did have a bottle of wine here, and it was our usual preservative free. And I don't know if I even made it through the glass of wine. It tasted yucky, and God, we loved it. Like, we used to love it. Like a glass of Hero of Zero Pinot Noir, like no preservatives. Like, that was just that was just like.
Does that mean you're breaking up with your bottle shop now?
Oh my God, you'll love this. I went to my old bottle shop, and my Indonesian man was there, and I said, "Selamat malam." I was like, "Oh, where have you been?" He said, "I've not been drinking." He's like, What's wrong with you? Are you okay? I said, I'm okay, just detoxing. He's like, but what caused this? Are you going to come back? Oh, it was great. So he was very worried. He was very worried about me. He's like, I thought you went away. Where did you go? I to be honest, because I said I'd have my first drink with Steve, we had a beer before I went, and I was like, nah, don't like it.
Oh, no.
I was like, I don't want it. And I didn't even drink. I don't think I drank more than 3 sips out of my second beer.
Oh, no. So what's Burley Brewing going to do now?
I know. They're going to go bank.
God. Holy dooly. So I guess there's what's and this is really interesting as everyone else, next week's going to start rolling into their new world.
Don't do it as trap people.
You may find that the things that you used to like, you now no longer actually crave for, or you might not even like.
Like, I've done no drinking before, like when we did Wild Fit, and I went back to vodka soda, and I just don't remember not like I don't remember going, nah.
Yeah.
Not keen on that. Yep.
And so it's super important, though, to not slip into but I used to like this, so now I'm going to like this again.
No, I'm good with not liking it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just, as everyone rolls into next week, and, you might find that you have a glass of wine that you used to totally love and go, actually, that's too sweet for me, or that's too something for me. It's super important to notice those things and not just slip back into a habit that we've been trying to break.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the fact that I was like, no, not loving this. Right.
Not loving it, not doing it.
Yeah, because I used to love, like, on a Friday afternoon, a nice cold crisp beer to sit down and watch it. And I was like, no, it tastes like shit. I could have gone for my water with my lemon and lime drops in it. Oh my God, I'm an old person.
And a cup of tea for a Saturday.
We could have had a cup of tea last night, babe. I love that. Love that tea. And what's funny is I've been to Tijuana Cartel. I'm gonna hand on heart, guys. The most fucked up I've ever been is every single Tijuana Cartel event that I've ever been to. Like, I just am sideways. Like, I love them, and it's always let my hair down. It's usually after a build up of I've either been good or something's been happening, and I've like held out, and it's like, I just got to get to Tijuana, and I'm just like a fiend. But in the middle of Wild Fit, one year I went to a sober gig, like it was at the Mind, Body and Spirit Festival, and I'm like, I remember going with G. I was like, how are we going to do Tijuana sober? This is, I don't even know. My brain can't comprehend how we can dance and do Tijuana sober. I can't, I don't know how it's going to happen. We had the best time. Like, we had the best time. I don't know if you remember Latvia that used to be at the Entourage, tiny little Latvia. She came with us and we just had an amazing time. And I could definitely have last night just absolutely charged it out as the sober.
Nice. Nice.
So what I'm thinking with that is, so it's the mindset we put ourselves in. Because sometimes it's like, oh no, I can't dance and have fun because I need the alcohol to lose my fucks. No, every drink you lose a fuck. And care less about what people's looking at you. Do you know what I mean? Like, and to loosen you up and to find your groove. But I really do think that it is the mindset. Like, if you go in with that mindset, that's the mindset you're going to have. And if you go in with, I'm just down to jam and have a great time, and I'm going to program myself to be like that, then you will have that experience. Oh, yep. Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you can't, you are right.
There it is.
Yeah. That's it. My drop. I'm out.
That's it. Jade's out. Jade's going to go and drink about 10 gallons of water to try and flush all the toxins out of her body from a big night out and enjoy a beautiful sunrise.
Yeah.
And maybe a swim.
Of all days today is it's so goddamn bright. Every other day it's been like nighttime now.
Just because you need the light to wake you up today.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
So for everyone playing along at home, Jade's had a big night out last night, and the lesson in all of that is that
3.5 hours sleep.
the lesson in that is, don't just slip back into an old habit just because you think or you feel like that's what you should do. So as we roll into next week, everyone, the bumpers come off. Alcohol might be back on the table, sugar might be back on the table, some foods might be back on the table. Whatever it is, don't just slip into a habit just for the sake of slipping back into the habit. Really notice what you feel as you re-engage with some of these foods.
When you said sugar, then I physically cringed. I was like, I'd hate to think how I'd feel on sugar right now. Bad.
You would be feeling terrible. I don't think we'd have had you this morning.
No, it would have been nosedive.
Have an amazing day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the very last day of our 6 weeks solid.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.